People look at me, they see a nice, happy girl, and they can't imagine the monster I used to be. Few people in my life know the full story of what I've been through, but some know just pieces of the story. It's not that I don't like telling people, it's just I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. We've all been through some difficult times in our lives, and I'm not saying my life has been any harder than somebody else's, but my life hasn't been perfect either. My father used to be an alcoholic, big time. He is an amazing person and I love him, but when he drank, I felt as if I didn't even know him. He would become so angry and evil. I remember him arguing with my mom, yelling and cussing, breaking things in our house, and all I could do was sit in my big brother or sister's arms, watch, and cry. I didn't know it then, but my father's behavior had triggered an anger inside of me that was waiting to be released. By the time I was 11, my father had stopped drinking and our household was back to normal. At least I thought it was. When I reached 12, I started acting just how he had when he drank. Now I was the monster. I became such an angry person, I started separating myself from everybody. I fought with my family, and if anybody did the slightest thing to anger me, all hell would break loose. I yelled and screamed, broke things, and even hit people. Slowly, I drove myself into depression, and I let myself become the evil person everybody had labeled me as. To add to all of this, I was having to take about 8 pills a day for various things like allergies, headaches, ulcers, acne, and I started feeling like I was worthless. My self-esteem was through the floor. I constantly told myself I was ugly, fat, worthless, and that I had no life. Little did I know that the worst was yet to come. At only 12 years old, I discovered alcohol. When I drank, I felt all of my problems slipping away, so I grew to literally love it. It was almost as if I grew a relationship with alcohol. And no, I didn't drink because of peer pressure or wanting to fit in and be cool. I drank because for that short moment of being drunk, I felt relief. I felt as if I was another person and I didn't have to worry about anything. Sometimes I didn't feel at all, blacking out. My freshman year, Mrs. Mendez said something I will never forget. She said, "When you have a blackout from drinking, it's a red flag that you are an alcoholic." I had already experienced so many blackouts, I had lost track of how many I had. To prove just how bad I was, I had to attend Alcohol Anonymous classes at only 12 years old. I felt I was falling into a hole that I couldn't get out of. I finally hit rock bottom, and while I was living in this hole, I felt that I was alone. Even though I had so many people that cared about me trying to help me, I was constantly looking for color in a world of grayscale. I couldn't find beauty or happiness in anything. And long story short, I was at a low point in my life, and it went on for about 2 years. Until finally, I was willing to accept help, and thanks to so many amazing people around me, I was able to start overcoming all these obstacles. And that's when I realized how amazing life is. I didn't appreciate mine, and I took all the simple things for granted. I think that's why I see such beauty in a sunset, or even a jar of ladybugs. People don't really stop to see a lizard crawling over a rock, the wind moving a field of grass, or the circles formed on puddles by raindrops. I hate that our society is so caught up in trying to be perfect that they forget to be carefree and they let these little things slip through their fingers. I never again behaved as that evil monster I had once been. And now, I am such a happy and carefree person. I am able to find beauty and happiness in the simplest of things. Sometimes a situation gets the best of me and I'll become upset. But by looking at the clouds or even just picking flowers for a bit, I can change my mood around. I love my life. And in a way, I'm glad I went through what I did because it helped me appreciate it so much more. In my eyes, life is beautiful. This, I believe.